What is up? Welcome back for another live webinar. Super excited to be with you guys tonight. I am here with the Rose Boys from Diversified. I'm live from Costa Rica. They're both up in Jersey. And I think the other, actually, I see Michael Rose now. Let me go ahead and promote him. The attendee list is jumping so much. I can't get my, um, let me search his name. It's jumping around so much, man. This has been one of our most popular webinars from a registration point that we've ever had. Super excited for tonight as we talk about um, how to get leads and appointments for free, right? Like Diversified is a massive FMO, IMO agency that is helping seniors all over the country. And they do that in different ways. They also have agents that they're helping with leads and appointments. And so tonight we're going to be really talking about the marketing and prospecting pieces. They're going to go into some different dialogues and different value points. And so if any point you want to look them up, they are the Diversified companies, and we call them the Rose Boys. We've got Dan Rose, we've got Anthony Rose, and we got Michael Rose. What is up, Dan? How you doing, buddy?
Everything is great, man. Everything's great. Thank you, Cody. I'm Dan Rose. These are my brothers, Rose Boys, Anthony and Mike Jr. We are a family organization. Our father started the business in the late 70s, and each in time, as we kind of got out of school, we each kind of took our seat at the table in different roles, whether it be selling in the field, recruiting here in the office, or kind of sales training everywhere and everything in between. Our success, we've kind of had a lot of success recently in Medicare Advantage, but over the years, we've done group health, we've done term health, term life, we've done pretty much anything and everything, med subs, mortgage protection, federal benefits, you name it in this business. And the reason why, when we talk to Cody about what we want to talk about, leads is the biggest thing for us because we have always gone wherever the leads are. We've been kind of nomadic in that approach where if a lead's a TV lead, through some of our client partners, if it's a BRC on the final expense side, it kind of led us down a path to either staying in one niche or riding a horse to a new niche. I'll give you a perfect example. 2016, some of you guys have been in life for a long time, I'm sure. A lot of Cody's following is in life. 2016 is right when life got really high contracts thrown out there. Everyone started giving 120s and 115s, et cetera, et cetera. And at that point, BRCs went from 20, 30 to $100. We kind of said, you know what, we need to go find something else. We kind of took our ball, left life, and nomadic went to a place with a carrier that we had a really good relationship, and they kind of provided thousands and thousands and thousands of carrier PDP leads. We'll talk about what that means shortly, but for now, we've always been nomadic, and that's what we want to talk about today and how that can help you in your business. If there's anything that we're going to cover today with Anthony, Mike, or myself, we ask you to just drop us a line. As Cody said, there'll be a little thing in the chat, a little QR code, a little link that Mike will share. But feel free to talk to us. We'd love to tell you more about what we're doing. But in the meantime, I'm going to toss to Ant.
So, man, I'm just looking at this chat. There are people all over the place. There's even a couple people there who are living it up right now in Costa Rica. If you're in Costa Rica right now, just kind of look at that. Cody raised his hand. How nice that is. I'm curious, how many of you started in sales in some way, shape, or form, whether it was in the insurance business, the Amway business, the vacuum cleaner business, the Cutco knife business, the Mary Kay business, any sort of sales, where you were told the best thing to do is get yourself a pen and paper and write down your closest 100 family and friends. Anybody? Look at all those hands going, yep, yep, yep. Look at all those yeses. Wow. Who do you know list? And it'll all work from there. Wow, look at all of these me's. So now, I'm curious, at what point did you stop going to family reunions, holidays, and funerals where people said, stay away from him, stay away from her, they're going to try to sell me something? And when your family saw you, they tried to make their conversations a lot quicker and put their head down, not want to answer your questions. You had friends not returning phone calls probably. That's the 100 family and friends. Not that there's anything wrong with referrals, because we know it all works.
But I just sold another Cutco set just yesterday, just so you know, after 25 years of being in that business. So, I made some money there. Just saying.
When we recruited Mike Jr. to come work in the business, he was actually already selling cut-go knives.
Vector marketing.
Vector marketing. That's what it
If
was.
it says vector marketing on the resume, I hire, period. Just I know how hard that was.
So here's the thing. What we just learned recently, and this was 20 something years ago, what we just learned recently is anytime anyone needs Cutco, we go to Mike because he still gets a good deal for us. What we just learned is Mike has been making a commission for the last 20 something years.
I got you some free knives too. Don't worry.
But still have my sample set, Jonathan says.
Yes. Good man.
But at some point, you kind of said, you know, we talk about 8% nation, 8% of the people that made it in this business. How many of that other 92% who didn't make it did it because they walked away and said, there's just not enough people for me to talk to. I can't go see my family and friends. And they felt so discouraged. But there's so many others who sat there and said, you know, if I only had some leads, but man, leads are expensive. I got to get myself a little bit of money and I got to make an investment. I got to get myself some leads. So most of us in sales at one point or another figured out how to scrap together some money as we first get started and put some money down on getting some leads. And you get so excited and you got that first batch of leads that you just spent your communion money on. I mean, you were saving this money for this and you got that first set of leads. And as soon as you got them, you said, man, these leads suck. It was that lead vendor's fault. He or she didn't do a good job of getting me these leads. I need the good leads. I need the Glenn Gary to Glenn Ross leads. You got to get me some good leads. I want to tell you that all leads suck. Most people won't tell you that. I'm not afraid to say it. All leads suck. It's not the lead vendor's fault. It's not the way you generated the lead. A lead is one thing. A lead is a name and a place to go. That's all a lead is. And when we can get through the mentality of all leads suck, then we could start to think about how to work these leads a lot smarter. That's what we've kind of figured out how to do here. Today, there's a million different ways we could tell you on how to work a lead, and that's not what today is about. But we do want to talk to you a little bit today from a mental perspective on how you can work a lead with a little bit of a different mindset and work an abundance of leads to make sure they keep coming in and to make sure that you're productive in working those leads. So let's start.
Absolutely. So, you know, when we look at a lead, we say, okay, if we can treat a lead in different stages, then that opportunity changes on our behalf. And like Anthony said, it's all mental. So we want to share with you the 3 hats of Diversified. They happen to start with a D, so that should make it easier. So it's the 3 hats of Diversified. The first hat, okay, is that no matter how you've obtained this lead, whether it was a referral, whether it was a BRC, a business reply card, whether it was a social media through Kaboom or something like that, or Facebook, or maybe it was a phone, an inbound call. In every single circumstance, we truly believe that the number one way to do it is to put on your delivery hat. Now, I don't know about you, but my wife, she knows about delivery. You know, she has a really good job. She knows exactly how to get into Amazon and make sure that there are delivery boxes showing up at my door, at least 10 to 12 a day sometimes. And they just sit outside my door. And then I have to walk around them and be discouraged. But that's a different D. I'm not talking about the discouragement of seeing the Amazon boxes. I'm talking about the man who actually has to deliver those boxes, or the woman who's delivering those boxes. That person does not care what's inside the box. He doesn't care, right? That box just has a place that has to go to, right? So that delivery person puts them into the truck, drives them to my house, leaves them at my house, and then I have to contend with what's inside of them. But that delivery person is not concerned with what's inside the box. Why do I go so far into saying that? The fact is that when we're working the lead, we need to treat it like a delivery person. We can't be concerned about what's inside the box. If we are, the first step that occurs when we start speaking to that person, whether at the door on a door knock, if we're working, say, maybe a life lead, and we're at the door, or on the phone is, oh, I don't remember this, or I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember filling out that form. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, over and over and over again, we come up with these challenges that we have, these objections that we face. And we think, if we don't have our delivery hat on, that we're supposed to respond to that objection. We think that we have to handle that objection. And the fact of the matter is, we don't. Not when we have our delivery hat on. We don't know what's inside the box. So let's take it down to brass tacks. Person calls, or we're calling on the person, and we say to him, hey, I'm calling on behalf of this social media form you filled out here. I have your name here. I have your date of birth. Oh, I don't remember what you're talking about. I don't remember filling out this form. No problem, Mrs. Jones. No problem. I understand. I get it. And we're moving forward the same way an 18-wheeler is moving down a hill without any brakes. We don't stop. We handle the objection because we know with our delivery hat on, my job is just to get you this information now, Mrs. Jones, that you requested. I'm not going to go into the details. I'm just the delivery guy. At some point, though, that delivery hat has to come off, and it's time for us to replace that hat. It's time for us to show some concern, show some, build some compassion and empathy with that person, building a friend, right? And that occurs when we take off the delivery hat, that curt, sometimes rude hat, and we then move on to, I am now the detective. I'm the detective who just arrived on the scene. I'm the person who just got there, and now I'm looking around saying, whether on the phone or not, doesn't matter if it's in the field or on the phone, okay, a crime was committed, and it's my turn to figure out the who's, the what's, the where's, the why's of the crime. Well, what was the crime? The crime is, I have your information and I'm here. You sent back this information to me. However you did it, you sent this information to me, and now you've asked me, you've requested information of me, and now I have to find out the rest of the story. I need to know who was the person that sent it back. I need to know why. Life insurance, that's real easy. Did someone recently that you know that passed, right? We know the questions that we ask. We all have them, and we've been taught them within our scripts. In health insurance, we need to know about the doctors, the pharmaceuticals, what the circumstances they have that have led them to make action or take action today for me to be talking to them in the first place. And the better we are at being a detective, the better we're going to be in our sales process. When we work a lead the correct way, there is not a shot in the world that we lose sight of the importance, right? When we work a lead the correct way, we're not getting distracted by these opportunities because we're sitting there going after the questions and asking the questions that matter. Finally, now some of us might be think that the next step, the doctor hat, right, is the hat that we spend the most time with. Some of us might think that the hat where we put on the doctor is an area that's the most important in our business. And the fact of the matter is, it's not. You see, if we work the lead the right way, we're prospecting correctly, we're setting up our opportunities so that when we get to the doctor hat, we are simply diagnosing the situation. As the doctor, we step into a role, and now we are just providing a solution for the challenge that we created during the detective hat. It's at that point that we can simply begin to work the right way. And if we're working that lead correctly, we can continue to be able to provide more and more of those opportunities.
Between Mike, Anthony, and I, the three of us, just the three of us alone, we have over 60 years of experience in this business. Why do we think that is important? We have seen a lot of people come into this business and leave this business. When you talk about 92%, most of that 92%, they haven't left the business because they can't close. It has nothing to do with that. It's because they've left this business because they're finding all the reasons why someone shouldn't buy, as opposed to finding a need, filling it, right? They're constantly looking for something to complain about. They're constantly looking for someone else to blame. So never finding a reason to close. They're always looking for someone else's fault, right? Whether it be a manager to complain about or a lead to say sucks. As Anthony said, all leads suck. So what we like to try to preach here, tell here is stop overanalyzing a lead and just work it. A lead is a lead is a lead. It's a name and a number and a person to call. That's all.
So we know from a mental perspective, you have to make sure you're wearing the right hat at the right time when you're going in. We know that you have to stop finding ways that a lead can't be sold and start thinking about your approach a little differently. And lastly, we want to make sure that when you're working a lead, you know exactly why you're there. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to go back to the chat for a second. And I bet it gets quiet. How many people have filled something out online or mailed back a card or booked a preset appointment of some sort, but had absolutely zero interest whatsoever with what they were filling out or why they booked an appointment or why they sent the card back? Has anyone ever done that? A couple people said, "Yep, not anymore." No, no. Many times would be my brother. Okay, so I'm curious. Most people are not filling out a card for something unless they have some sort of ulterior motive or something. Nobody gets a card or sees something online and says, "Me when I got into the Medicare business," because you were trying to figure out how to how to either recruit somebody or who the lead company was. More than likely. Most people, though, guys, are only looking for information, or not just looking for information. They have something in the back of your mind. Even the person up here who said a few times out of curiosity. I used to love it when someone said to me, "Yeah, I filled that out because I was curious." Because what are you curious about? You see, everyone that you go see, everyone that you're talking to on the phone, something was in the back of their mind. For me personally, I had my great aha moment in sales when I realized if a person doesn't tell me why I'm there, I'm wasting my time. I'm better off going and having a cup of coffee someplace in a Dunkin' Donuts instead of sitting there trying to give a solution when I can't even find a need. When a person doesn't even trust me enough to tell me why they filled out a card or why they sent it back. So kind of the third point that we want to get across is you have to make sure that you know why you're there. You could do that by asking the questions, but at every single lead that you work, every house you go up to or every phone call you make, you need to have the mentality of Mrs. Jones needs me. Mrs. Jones requested to speak to me. Mrs. Jones requested I come to her house. Mrs. Jones needs me. Let me find out what Mrs. Jones needs right now. So those are kind of the few things we wanted to get across from a mental perspective. But now it takes us to where we're at and where our successes have been in having these mentalities.
So you're probably still asking yourself, okay, well, I signed on because I'm looking to get free leads and free booked appointments, right? And frankly, we have found great success by providing agents exactly that, by being able to respond to the needs of an agent as opposed to what we wanted to do or what system that we created and said they now must fit into it. When we stopped running our business from the perspective of, well, you know what, in order to work with us, then you must do this. And then once you get that much, then you're going to get this much production. And then you're going to move to this contract. Then this, right? Instead of kind of creating a place where you have to create a ladder and produce, we started asking agents, what matters to you? And the fact of the matter is we don't lose agents because we realized that in every single one of our contracts, whether it be an FMO contract, an IMO contract, an NMO contract, in every single circumstance, the letter M mattered. The letter M was at the core of every single contract we ever signed with every carrier and with every agent. Now, what's the M stand for? Unfortunately, not many people know. And that's the word marketing. The letter M in FMO, NMO, IMO stands for marketing. And so we realized, you know what? We could tailor whatever opportunity we would like with every single agent that we came across. But if we are not your marketing arm, then we don't belong in the equation. If we are not the marketing arm, then we're not able to truly help the agent the proper way. So we sat down and we started talking to agents and said, hey, how can we help you more? How can we sit down and be able to create these relationships that will last the test of time? How can we create relationships that will not just be, okay, get excited once in a while and then move on from there? But instead, how do we make this a true partnership? And marketing stepped in. The idea of marketing for you to be able to make sure that we are your marketing arm for the long term. And well, Dan mentioned earlier on that we came across a carrier who was able to provide us with carrier leads, which created an opportunity like never before. And being able to kind of follow that direction allowed us to create an appointment booking department so that our people within the states started booking appointments based on the needs of our agents specifically. And that changed things around completely, because now all of a sudden agents were able to sit there and spend less time just prospecting, instead working our system that allowed them to be able to truly be able to close by putting the steps in the right spot, by being able to wear the hats in the right way. We work all different types of leads as well, so it's not just the carrier leads. We work BRCs, we work social media leads. We're constantly generating different approaches to be able to get our people in front of opportunities. We help agents with billboards. We help agents with radio ads. We help agents with Walmart opportunities, right? Not every agent is the same. So if we're tailoring opportunities correctly, then we're going to tailor the opportunity to each person that makes sense within within their strengths and what works for them. Maybe they want to work on the phone. Maybe they want to work in the field. We're going to set up an opportunity that fits them best and not force them into a situation where they have to work under these auspices. When we talk about how to get free leads and booked appointments, I think we're all asking, okay, well, what does that mean? What about the scenario that I'm in? Frankly, we were not there before. We did not have a relationship previously where we were providing booked appointments. It came across when opportunities arose because agents asked us, we need help here. We trust you. You're our partner. How do we get help here? How do we create? I did really well in the past with a Walmart, selling in a Walmart. Can you get me more opportunities there? Can you get me into more physicians facilities, or opportunities where I can start doing seminars? I'd love to do seminars. Can you help me set up something like that? And by being able to respond to those, we tested things differently. We approached areas of our business that we had never done before. And so if you're looking for those opportunities, we can't stress enough the ability to ask your NMO and IMO, FMO, whatever they are, for more opportunities. Many will tell you, and frankly, being in this business, I was taught that this business will bring you to your knees. But we believe at the core, the people that are serving people best, especially FMOs and NMOs, have at their core the desire to serve you as an agent. They have a desire to get into an agency structure because they recognize what that business did for them in their lives and their children's lives and their grandchildren's lives. And they want to provide more opportunities by being able to get other people into this business. And I think nobody does that better than what Cody has done in the 8% Nation, and being able to share knowledge amongst others to be able to get to the next step. If you're not asking your upline to be able to get more help, to be able to figure that out for you, it's time to do so. It's not in a scenario where you're sitting there, forcing or just moving around like crazy and just rolling all over the place. But instead, sit down with your agency and say, hey, I need help here. Because I guarantee you, the same responses will happen for you. If you're asking, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And as we continue to ask, we start to build better tools. One of the things that's occurred with us is the ability to create technology. Our technology has stepped up in a way like never before. We have now, we provide every one of our agents with Salesforce. We provide every single one of our agents with Five9, meaning they are able to make dials within a system with leads that we just pump in, and they dial them as efficiently as we possibly can. Additionally, we have AI in the background that literally analyzes every single call that person takes and says, hey, you know what? Say this now, live feed, like say this now, or say this now, change your approach here, right? These tools are fantastic, but they came about because agents asked us, can we do this or can we do that? We have enrollment tools that are second to none. We have enrollment tools that you can sit there and be able to go back on every single interaction with your client and ask, hey, what do I do here? How do I respond here? These tools only come about because agents were recognizing that they have to ask for more help. They need more opportunity. They need more approaches to be able to create more opportunities with their clients. And we, as your marketing arm, need to be held responsible for doing so. We, as your marketing arm, do not have the right to sit back and get fat, dumb, and happy on an override. But instead, we have to go to work. We have to bring value. It was probably about 15, 20 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, I think we had Dale Carnegie come in, and they shared a quote with us. They said the number one reason why somebody will leave their job is not because of compensation, not because they don't even like what they're doing. The number one reason why somebody is going to leave their job is because they don't feel appreciated. They don't feel like that person actually cares about them and appreciates them for a job well done. And honestly, that changed the approach. We began looking for opportunities to truly create partnership within a marketing context to let every single one of our agents know that they are appreciated, that they're part of our family, and that we are hurt personally if they're going to go anywhere else. And so we know their names of their kids. We know what matters to them. We're constantly interacting with them. We recognize them through tremendous, like Cody has mentioned before, with these different banquets that we hold. Why? Because we've responded to the needs of an agent. And so if there's anything that we are providing a solution to within this environment for you today, how to get free leads, how to get free booked appointments, the question to ask is, the answer is ask for them. Begin asking for more opportunities. Begin asking your upline for more opportunities, because I believe in my heart of hearts, will create those opportunities once they know what they are and what those needs are.
So the name of this was how to get leads and free booked appointments. And the answer after all of that is as simple as possible. Ask for them. That's how you get them. You got to ask for them. Just like you're not going to get a sale if you don't ask for them, you're not going to get leads and free booked appointments if you don't ask for them. And if you don't know who to ask, that's the purpose of us having this calendar invite up here. The other question is, well, how do I keep free leads and free booked appointments? Value them, guys. Value the leads. Remember, all leads suck, but you know what? It's a name and a place to go, and it's certainly better than going to your niece's christening and hitting the family up for to start buying from you. Value the leads and ask for them. That's how you get them. There's a little QR code for you if you want to click on that there. We also put the calendar invite in the chat. And Cody, we thank you once again. Love our partnership. Love what we've been doing with you all around the country and all the traveling that we've been doing with you. And appreciate being able to speak here today.
Dude, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you guys. I'm also willing to stick around for some.
Cody, see you in Costa Rica tomorrow, man.
Dude, I'm excited for that. Absolutely.
See you then, buddy.
That is amazing. Okay.
What were we going to say there, Cody?
Yeah, appreciate you guys being on, buddy. I love that you guys are always preparing, bouncing ideas off each other, executing a high level. If you guys would love to chat, I'll also stay on for a few more minutes to do any Q&A and hang out. However, the Rose Boys did put a Calendly link in chat, so if you'd love to jump on and talk to them or their team, then you can absolutely click that to do that. So appreciate you guys being on, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Okay. Also, if we have any questions for me while we're hanging out, or the Rose Boys at all, I'm happy to hang out and answer some of those. Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Steven Jackson? Good to see you, buddy. He's in our academy. Mike, replay will be available. I will make sure that we put this on our YouTube and that we can, you got it, buddy. We'll make sure that you get that for sure. Yes. Yep. I love it. Any other questions or thoughts for tonight, man? Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you hanging with us. Huge thanks to the Rose Boys for showing up and showing out and being a part of this thing. They're coming to hang with me for our Power Players trip in Costa Rica tomorrow. Rose Boys are a part of the Diversified companies. The Diversified companies. Or Diversified. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate you guys being on. Have an amazing night. Rose Boys, thank you guys. And we will see you soon.
Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, see you
guys. Have a great day, guys.
Adios. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Okay, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.